Manifestation. And this is what I think really happens with a lot of us. We start seeing a little bit of results over here, and then we think that we are going down a page that's very similar with more information that we've received since we started, which almost looks like your intuition is moving in a way that's teaching you to try this new thing out. Okay? But sometimes it's not quite like that. Okay? So, going back to creating with Source, understanding that that is a relationship that paramountly trumps every other relationship it is you're having. In fact, that is the relationship you're having all the time. Source is looking through you, looking at you, and loving you through experiences, through people, stuff like that. It's not just that you are going out and finding this thing you want to manifest. It's that you're almost saying, partner with me or love me in this way. This is how I prefer to be loved. No matter what, we're loved. So if we choose to continue to ask for situations that are negatively affecting us, we're going to have those situations that are negatively affecting us. But if we choose to ask to have another experience, a different type of experience, we will have that. I have recently had that, right? Where I wanted something to happen. Um, I knew it was happening, right? Um, I had the ability to have it happen. And so what I chose to do was just focus on knowing that the energy of Source was loving me through this situation. And so what happens is I get something I really needed at the time. And it's funny because I heard, like I said, as I continue to say, I heard this live from Erin Lyons that explained manifestation in a way that was different than I heard anywhere. And I was just like, okay, so wait a minute. We're always being loved. Always being loved. If you do any work with angels, you understand that you're not begging and asking angels to help you. They are energies, beings that are there to help you, and most of us don't know it. And so we never ask, right? There are different ways. There are some debates about whether or not if they're fallen angels or whatever, or if they're not, there's that process going on. But they are there to help us. And so if they're there to help us, that means that we have the ability to ask, to put the energy into the conversation into a place of, this is what's going on, this is what I need, or not need, this is what I know is here, and this is what I'm linking up with. This is how this must happen. This is how this is going to be. It's not a situation where you're begging these energies. You just literally knowing that they are there to help, and you're going to ask them, and they're going to move forward on your behalf. Okay, now it's not a prayer. It's a conversation. And when you understand that the same thing is happening between you and Source, or Ori, or your inner being, whatever you want to call it, and you realize that it is moving in your direction, always trying to help you, now you go, well, I've done the best I can do. You got to take it from here. I have done that before. I remember one time I lost a job. like on a Friday. No, did I lose the job? I may have. They may have let the contract in. I know one contract I walked away from and I didn't want anything to do with it any longer, right? And within 30 minutes of me leaving the job that night, something else was put out there and I was moving in another direction to go take care of another long-term contract for a while. The other one where they did actually end the contract as a surprise, I had something like within 2 days. So I got a couple of days off from work. I was able to chill and go ahead on. This was some years ago. But this is a conversation I had with my inner self, my inner being, my Ori, that connection directly to God. Just had that conversation. This was not what I would tell you is a whole lot of flim flam and a lot of work, because it simply was not. It was simply, I've done the best I can do here. I'm gonna leave this in your hands. You let me know how you handling this, because this what's got to happen. I still got bills, right? And like within hours, maybe within hours, that day it was within hours. I was ready. I was going to work 2 days later. So it was a Friday. And so 2 days later would have been like for me a Wednesday. I was starting a new job on a Wednesday. And I knew it that Friday. So I was like, okay. So that was something I tapped into a long time ago. But sometimes you get so caught up in going to do other things that you forget the secret sauce that got you to where you wanted to be. And so it's like this transmission from Erin Lyons, which is at her channel. It's called Stop Blocking. Do I have it here? I might. I know I've put it up. I've talked about this quite a bit, but I'm unlisting the videos because I know that there's some information in there that I think I can really help people with. And I'm trying to make sure that I color it the best way that I can. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because we all, your help is needed, okay? But let's get back to this. Erin Lyons she did a live a little while ago, and it was, let me see, because I'm in YouTube, right? But I want to go to, let's go home, because that's a studio. I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm looking for this video because I want to quote it again. It was very good. 1 second. Subscriptions. It was just so good. And it really helped me. This is interesting how they have this set up on the computer. I will put it in the description box again. I will do that because this just looks, they have redone something and it looks different now on the computer than it used to. Everything's changing. Anyway, my whole point to you is, in that moment, you hear, Source starts to come through her directly and they're talking, and they literally say, we love you so much, we allow you to make your own choices. We don't stand in that lane with you. As soon as you make your choice, we're on the path to make sure you get what you want. And unbeknownst to most of us, we are making choices that are going against what it is we actually want, because we have not been taught to call or really critique and look at how we are talking, what we are saying on a regular basis. That is a big part of manifestation. It is you must manifest through your words, especially if you are a person that you have noticed over time, you have a gift of being able to speak on things and then walk away from it, really not concerned about it. And it comes back to you full, like you said, and you're like, wow, I just said that, right? When you have that type of gift, you really have to watch what you're speaking out of your mouth. Because a lot of the times we can be on a track, but mentally in our mind, we are spewing some things that are in direct conflict with what it is that we're going after. And that is key. That is key. Being able to understand that you are loved at such a high level, that everything you speak out of your mouth, you're going to experience. A lot of times we kind of keep ourselves in a bit of a subterfuge because we literally directly contradict ourselves. But if we're not going to do that, right, and we're going to now stay on a track that makes it so that we are getting what it is that we want, having the experiences that we want to have. Like, I'm having them. I'm having them. They're coming to me. They're coming to me. Okay. What does that mean? And how do I help other people to understand this? Right? Is that really my goal? Or is it for me to observe it as it's coming in and then come back and report and see if people are interested in that at all? Right? Right now, one of the things I can calmly tell you is that when I am looking for something, I know I have it. That's everything in life. When you are looking for something, you know you have it. You're just looking for it because it's either around a room, it's in a bag, it's somewhere. And when you cannot find it, ooh, this is simple. Ooh, this is coming through. When you cannot find it, you don't trip. You might, but for most people who have got this, especially up in some age, you go, all right, look, listen, watch pot never boils. This thing will pop up when I need it. And you leave it alone. This recently happened to me, okay? Recently, I had a necklace that I wear very frequently. It's black tourmaline. And I have it. I know that I had it with an amethyst ring. Okay, so I know that I had these two things together, and I could have sworn I put them in my bag. I was looking for it. It's not in my bag. Nowhere to be found. I emptied it, turned it upside down. Yes, I did. Turn this bag right here. I turned that sucker upside down, emptied all pockets. Okay, no necklace, no ring. I'm like, where is it? I know I put it in there. Then my mind spreads out, and I'm like, I know I have this. I know I got it. I was like, I'm looking in all the drawers. I mean, looking in all, because I got this little crystal thing, like this little 3-tier crystal thing. And I'm looking in all there. I'm like, okay, it's not there. I go downstairs. I look in another dresser. It's not there. I come back upstairs. I'm looking by my tarot cards. It's not there. I'm looking on like altars that I've set up with crystals. It's not there. And so I'm beginning to get aggravated. Right? And I'm just like, okay. Relax. You have it. Just it'll find you when it's time. Now, couldn't we be like that with everything? Right? Because I'm ready to tell you what happened. What happens is, I don't know what that is. What happens is, okay, I am going on about my life, deciding I'm just going to chill and do me, right? I'm just going to chill and do me. I'm not looking for this stuff no more. And it was driving me crazy because, if you know anything about black tourmaline, it's a protective stone. So it's the reason that you would actually use the stone. That's the reason I would have had it on. But then I was just like, you got so many protective stones. You got so much stuff that you do in that way. Stop tripping. Watch pot never boils. You know you have it. It's here. Just relax and let this thing come on in. It'll find you when it's time. So I let it go. And I mean, I was looking for this for a good few little weeks, and then I let it go. And about a month or two later, I was looking for something else in a drawer. You all have heard this story. In the crystal drawers that I had shook up before. And there it is. The necklace with the ring. And I knew they were together. But a lot of the times I will release and let it go. When it comes to manifestations, that's what you have to do. And as an observer, you're observing that you have things. And as an observer, you're just kind of looking, paying attention, but you're not putting a lot of oomph into it. You're not putting a lot of elbow grease into it. Because at the end of the day, you cannot make anything happen before it is going to happen, even if you're talking along the lines of manifestation. When it's going to lock, it's going to lock. When it's not, you're standing there aggravating yourself. And you have to find a way to be able to say, I'm going to let this thing go because a watch pot never boils. And when this thing is ready, it'll come to me. I say this case in point because this happened recently when I was looking for some rocks by a train station, specific rocks. And I'm looking and looking and looking, and I couldn't find them. I was like, how didn't I hear that? Always here. Like always. I used to catch the train at this particular station every morning before the pandemic came in and everything, right? So I know the stuff was there. It's there. You get what I'm doing here? It's there. I know it's there. Because I know it's there. I get there, can't find nothing. I'm like, no, I know it's here. I'm walking up and down, and I said, you know what? It's here. And it's like the energy of source the energy of my Ori source, the energy was like, just pay attention. It is here. Observe. Walk and pay attention. Do this loosely. So I did it loosely. A little focused, but loosely. Not like, but like, no. It's around here somewhere. It's right here. It's right. It's looking at me. I'm not looking at it. I'm going. There it is. And I was there to find 3 of these rocks. Which, like I'm saying before, the whole place used to just be strewn with these rocks. Now they've like disappeared. So I'm having this exercise, but did they disappear? Was this more so of a moment where what the bleep is just like, I thought it was going to be hard, and so it was a hard experience. But then when I released off, I said, this is easy because it's right here. What? It's right here. And I grabbed it. The first one, the second one, the third, and then a challenge. One more. Get another one. I was like, really? I have to get another one? What? I said, okay. I'm starting to observe. The fourth one popped up right in front of me. I'm saying all this to say that manifestation is not about you making something come into existence. It's about you literally observing. It's right there all the time. It's right around you. And it's not going to do anything because you're standing there browbeating yourself trying to make it come into existence. Just allow it to come in. A lot of that said by Abraham. Just allow it to be, allow it to come, right? Focus on the fact that it's there, and it'll find you when it's time. Like right now, I have a run by crystal that has disappeared from me. I'm at the point where I'm like, it could have just disappeared because it could be time. It could be done, right? But I really think that it's just hiding out. Like, you'll find me when I'm ready. Like, I'm taking a break from you right now. Because I've had the crystal for some time. It's a lepidolite. And I may get another piece just because I love to have lepidolite on deck. But, again, me continuing to look at this watch pot is not going to make it boil. I cannot continue to look for this crystal when I know where it was. I knew where it fell from. The crystal that was paired with it, I found immediately. So it should be in the vicinity, but it is not. So something is going on, right? Of a spiritual, magical, metaphysical nature. It is at that time that I start to recognize this is all life. It's always going on of a spiritual, metaphysical, magical nature. It's always not clear where things are. And we're always looking for it as if we can make it come in and put a lot of stress on us. Now, I will, again, go with the entire process that we can take time to rewrite our brains. I love that process because I think it helps me, especially as a person who's a Gen Xer, right? working in the manifestation lane, but I'm also very, I'm very forward thinking. So it's just like, okay, change your mind, because the programs that I have been living out for years can be overwritten. They can be uninstalled. It's time to go in, uninstall, and install something else. And so I've been doing that. And so once that happens, we decide that mindset literally is a money making activity. If we avoid changing our mindset, we're not really a person that wants to manifest, specifically when it comes to money. Okay, when it comes to even a partner, you're not in that place when you want to manifest that person if you just continue thinking that no one will ever love you. No one loves you. You're not that good. Like, you cannot think like that. You have to understand that. And I used to be like that, a very morose person. I used to go down the line of I would just become the most bitter creature on the planet, to the point that I would not talk about it. I was like, no, because it turns me ugly, and I don't like that. So I mean inside, feeling horrible, but exuding that horribleness through my pores, through a conversation about love. Once I changed my mind on that, one of the easiest things I found years ago was from Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer, where in which she said, say to yourself that you're loved and lovable. Say to yourself that you are loved and lovable. Again, this is not something that I had to keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing for hours at a time in the beginning. But right now, because this was years ago, this is about 20 years ago, I will take the time to sit down and install that program in my head. I'm loved and lovable all day, or I am enough all day. And when I say all day, at least 6 hours. I'm going to sit down and do it. And I know a lot of people will go, that's too much, that's ridiculous. Okay, but you do a lot of stuff all day that is too much, that is ridiculous. And if you were to take your time and your energy away from those processes and decide to really hone in and focus on making sure that you are now drumming in your mind what it is that you actually want, changing your mindset, your life changes. So I will be back. I literally had a major goal. I hit it the week of November the 11th, that week. By the 15th, November 15th, that day, everything was done that I needed done. And I know that it's just like, I really needed this. I needed a certain amount. I needed it quickly. And I literally just said, that's it. I said to Source, that's the experience I wish to have. That's what I wish to have. I had this. And then turn around within hours. I knew I had it. So I would say that was on the 12th. And then by the 15th, everything was done. Then the following week, I get information in the mail that's telling me, you've got this sitting here. You need to apply and get this, like right now, because it's sitting, it's yours. You need to get it. And I'm just like, really? Oh, okay. Go ahead and get it. My point to you is, again, that when we are always I'm not looking at that thing. But when you do observe to see how it's coming in, meaning I'm not looking at it like, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it? It's not here. Where's it at? Where's it at? I'm looking at it more so like, it's coming in. It's coming in. It's coming, because the tide is coming in. It's coming in. It's coming in. I'll see it when it gets here. And then I get a communication about it. Like, oh, it'll be blah, 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 blah. It'll be there by this day or whatever. And I'm just like, amaze balls. And so what I began talking with was, I went off, and because of this, thinking intuition wise, it was awesome for me. And I loved it, the experience. I went off and I started studying, or not studying, but looking at some things about Ramtha, because something like awakened that memory in me. So I go ahead and I look at Ramtha. And Ramtha's process is awesome. But Ramtha's process doesn't, I don't think it takes you anywhere other than to this world where you are having a darn good time all the time. And if you want to have a good day, get up and create your day. But it's a little bit more creative, if you will. It's a little bit more like, it's not focused. It won't land quite where you want it to. Whereas working directly with Source, saying, this is the experience I'd like to have. Boom. Let's do this. And then Source goes out there and brings it back. It's like tide going out and tide coming back in for the day. It's like that. That's a different experience than what Ramtha is telling people to do with creating your day. And you create your day, you have some adventure, you have some hope, you will be able to let go of whatever disease it is that is plaguing you, and it could be a mental one. And when I say that, I mean it could be a mindset one where you are holding on to a process only working in one way, and you learn that it can do other things. And it will be a day where you will have known wealth in ways you've never known it, but it won't necessarily hit your bank account. But money will be spent on you. A lot of it. Like, you'll be earmarked for it, but it's just like, that's nice. I appreciate that. But I'd like to have the experience of this actually in my account, right? Or actually coming to me directly, as opposed to something a little bit more, I would like to say, ambiguous as to how it's going to land. Source knows what you really want. And so that process is different when you are working with your inner being, your higher self, your Ori Source. It is totally different. So, and I'll be here to talk about that. I still love what Ramtha was putting across, but I know that I won't focus in that area anymore. And because you can get up and create your day. You should get up and create your day. And you should do it while everything is open right here as you're coming out of sleep, to push those processes in your brain. But the wording should be a little different. And I'll be back to talk about that wording soon, because I've been working on it this week. And probably getting results, I think, next week, because that's how everything's been happening. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.